What's up, everybody? Alright, trying to get down here. Alright. About to do a little torquing here on these head bolts. I finally had to get them in. I could not use those bolts that I ordered from Robert's Tractor because they didn't fit. I tried to tighten one down and snug it up and it spun. I noticed they were slightly smaller, but I thought, okay, maybe there's something I don't. But, and sorry for the wind. The wind's blowing like crazy. So, I looked at another video and found out you can get some regular old grade 8 bolts from a hardware store and put them in. And it works. They tighten down. I actually got the size that was in here before. They were a little long. I noticed the heads wasn't going all the way down to the surface. So I said, okay, I went back to the 4.5 and went and got the 4-inch. Those seem to go in a lot better. I think there's plenty of thread. It's like there's going to be about that much thread, so it should hold it and be okay. But it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, back and forth across there. First time in a long time using a torque wrench. So we're going to see how it goes. Should be on about 68 pounds, foot-pounds of torque. There's one. Gotta go to the other side now. Because I don't have an extension that get me over the springs there on the valve, so. Alright, there we go. 1 and 2 are successfully torqued. Now we're going with 3. I may slide y'all up just a little bit. Just kind of get you guys up a little higher so you can see me a little better. I'm bending over here because it's better on the old knees. Let's see. A little pull. There's that one. Go back and get 4. There's 4. A lot of back and forth. If I had the extension, I could reach over the valve springs, but I can't. So just gonna do it this way, I guess, the hard way. As you hear that little pop, it kicks. It like goes a little click past to let you know you're at torque. Now I'm trying to remember how these were torqued in the video I saw. I hope I'm doing it right. More like a crisscross pattern. Let's hope. One chance at glory here, y'all. There we go. And since this was only like 65 to 70 pounds of torque, I probably could have used the same old bolts because there's really not that much pressure I'm finding out. But this is a pretty long handle on this torque wrench, so I'm probably applying more leverage than I think. So yeah, I went to my local hardware store and bought these for just over 20 bucks, 12 bolts. Grade 8 bolts. And they're working, so. Let me check, I think I already hit this one. Yeah. And there's this one. Take a little more. There we go. Go back to this end one over here. It's kind of odd. It's hard to do the crisscross because there's 6 bolts on this side. No, there's 7 bolts on this side and 5 on that side. So it kind of throws you off a little bit. Forget where I was going exactly. Maybe this one here. Alright, that one's there. I hope I got the torque wrench set right. Get that one, this one. I think all of these are tight. Yep, all these are there. Oh, I didn't get that one. There we go. Get that one. That was there. Okay. You ever just had to go oddball on this side? That one did it. Make sure I had that one. Okay. I think the last one is this one. on the end. All right. That one. That one did. Okay. Well, guys, looks like we got all torqued down. I hope. I hope I did it right. Now, granted, I finished up on this side, but I couldn't remember the crisscross pattern they were using. But I'll bring you in for a little look. So hopefully you can see this. Nice, pretty gold grade 8 bolts in there. So now, get you back up right. Oh, gotta go way up. Dang, it ain't going up, y'all. Okay. There it went, had y'all real high. But yeah, I'm finna go in the house and get the rail to go across the top that has the oil line that goes down in the block and all that good stuff, and the push rod, stuff like that. I may come back and show y'all some of that, but I'll be trying to figure that out myself too, y'all. See y'all back in a bit. What's up, everybody? We're back. At least I hope we're back. Because let me try to straighten y'all up just a little. Well, maybe a little too far. All right. You guys took a little dive earlier. Y'all didn't know it. The wind got the camera, gusted up pretty good. Blap, hit the ground. I wasn't filming. It went down. I stood it back up. A few minutes later, boom, went back down again. Let me show you what I'm working on right now. It's right here. This is the oil rail rig, I guess. This tube here has to be pushed down and twisted and locked into the journal down there. It's got a, I'm pointing everywhere, sorry. Let me flip the screen back around where I can see what I'm putting on. There we go. Alright, this goes down in the block, pulls oil up, goes in, feeds in through here, and I guess distributes it, and it comes out down here and goes to be fed back down, I guess. You want to make sure that your, push rods are back in, resting on the valve rockers and everything, and make sure you put the caps, there's, for the exhaust, there's caps here, 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 and here. If you take this apart, make sure you take those caps off and save those and put them back on, because you will be needing them. But right now I'm about to torque these 4 bolts down. These have the little rings on them to hold the pipes, the tubes in place. And I hope I'm not just everywhere with this. I'm trying to hold this and the torque wrench and film at the same time and point things out. But there's those pretty shiny head bolts that are torqued down already. I'll get to show y'all this real quick. Let me see if I can get over here and set this up again. Closer, lower. Put this little screen around where y'all can see what's happening. Lower y'all down to the level. There we go. All right. Let's see if we can get these up to 45 foot-pounds of pressure. I forgot to tighten this one up earlier. So we'll do a little work to this one. I didn't replace these. I probably should have. Well, come on now. There we go. I'm not exactly sure if there's a sequence you go in on these that didn't show in the video I watched. Yes, I'm learning a lot of this from YouTube. There we go. That one's down. There we go. That one's down. All right. There we go. All 4 of those are torqued to 45 foot-pounds of pressure. Whew. Like I said, this deal here was something else to go in there and watch a video and have to figure out how to go put this back. I was trying to bend this pipe back around in front of this, and then I watched video. Oh, it's supposed to go behind it over here. So now I know, but I did not replace this rubber, because this tube goes down in here to the bottom about this far. So I didn't replace this little washer that was on here. I hope it's going to be okay. I didn't know to do that. I think I found a place I've been watching videos from. They actually sell the entire kits. I'm talking about gaskets, any kind of little rubber washers you need, everything in the whole kit, and they show you step by step how to put everything together. It's pretty nice channel. I'm going to find that link and add it to this if I can remember to do so. But yeah, whew, let y'all back up again. Y'all tired of being down there, I imagine. But yeah, y'all can see. Can't tell if y'all can see it or not. I'll have to get behind it. Yep. Nephew's down there. I don't want to zoom in because it makes a loud clicking sound. He's putting up a different fence. He's going to put a fence up there and cut off that end of the pasture. He's digging holes and everything. And you can see how the brush is moving. And my old rotten pile of wood I never got to use because of surgery. And all the other stuff, and me being lazy too. So yeah. And also, I can show you something cool he did for me just a few minutes ago. Boom. That is right here at the end of the trailer bar. I parked my truck, and you see all my jugs and junk over in the way. That window right there, that's the window where I sit at. That room is where I do my live streams. That's why it gets so hot, because the sun is right over here. I don't want to put that, guys. Traffic coming by. But yeah, flip the camera back around. You want to see me again? Whew. But yeah, now I got a hole. Guess what? There's going to be a tree there. Ooh, we're leaning. This thing's extended up too high. And it's crooked now because I moved it all over the place. And the screen is very dirty. I wish it cleaned up. On the lens. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I'm trying to get here. I'll probably just set the valve covers on top of it for tonight. I've got to go in there and roll the stuff out. I may go in there and do that now. Probably end working on the tractor, put my tools away. I got a sheet. I hope it's big enough that I can roll it out, draw it out, and make a quart gasket to go back on there to put the valve covers on. So hopefully I got enough of that. If I don't, I'd go back town, and I think it's like $11. I can get a whole roll of it, and I can use it however I need to. That's pretty cool. But yeah, and I had this wire down here when the cows came along. Sorry, out here in goldenrod's blooming everywhere again for some dang reason. It's killing me. So yeah, I'll wipe you off later. Hope y'all can see. But yeah, got the cows down there. Put this right, see. Yep, got the cows. They're headed down there to hear the tractor. Well, actually, no, they're headed toward the bale of hay right over there. They're checking that out. My nephew's already done some mowing. He's trying to clean this up and get this fence fixed because we had a little incident the other day. I talked about it during the live, how they got down here and dug a hole under the tractor where I released the took the hose off and let the water drain, antifreeze out. They dug a hole trying to lay in it, I guess, to get cooled off. The valve cover was under this cardboard. The plastic bag that was on the engine was laying like over there past the hole, and I got to go get it up out of the pasture now. And then they came back and they left a nice little bomb right here, landmine, and they've been fiddling with my gas tank and the fender. They broke it there, what was tack welded right in here in the corner. Looks like they've been back. I don't know how good you can see that, but I've stepped on it there and bent it there, so I got to try to bend that back if at all possible and try to get it where to bolt back on. But yeah, that's, oh man, that's all the fun of having livestock, y'all. That's the fun. They love to tear out, they love to get into things and cause all sorts of problems and chaos and havoc. So but yeah, like I said, I've got this far. So psyched about it. I may go ahead and make sure the spark plugs, if I can talk, are clean enough, and I may go ahead and shoot them back in there real quick to make sure that hole stopped up for tonight, it being outside. And then I may go ahead and cut the gasket, but just set the valve covers on it just to keep it covered for tonight, to keep anything out of it in case it rains in the morning or whatever. I was hoping to get further than this today, but I had to make a couple of trips to the hardware store. Did the camera slide down? It must have slid down on me. Sorry, I just wasn't paying attention. Sorry about that, guys. But I was going to do this in a time lapse, but I knew I wouldn't be doing that much of it. if it was going to take so long, I just soon just stop and work. If I'm going to do something that takes a long time, then yeah, I probably would. But I'm working on a time-lapse video from the last mowing I did on the front of the yard over there. I'm trying to get it right. And I'm going to try to film something to let you know that's what it's going to be. And it's just probably going to be like a minute or something like that. But I'm trying to work on time-lapse, y'all. I'm trying to figure that out. Thank you, Johnny, for that advice. But like I said, if before you start into anything like this, it would benefit you so much to go online, go to YouTube, go wherever, and do some research, because this has been a huge undertaking for me to try to do in the afternoon stuff. I actually took, this is Friday, I took the day off work. We were kind of slack at work finally, slowing down after the end of the fiscal year. Everything kind of slowed down, so I only had like 6 trucks today, and they were doing a bunch of cleaning for an audit next week. So this thing slowed down again, didn't it? Wow. Yeah, I don't think it's handling the weight of this camera. I'm gonna have to upgrade this thing. But yeah, all this, oh Lord have mercy. Well, I just noticed that. If y'all can see that there, I got one of my plug wire ends, so I hope I got one that can replace it. Yeah. Yep. Got me again. That's what there's dirt all up here like they've been on these too. Livestock, y'all. Oh, it's trying to lean back on me. Trying to get the right level here. Alright, but yeah. I'll get y'all some cows and some goats and some pigs and stuff. You know all about livestock, getting into stuff and tearing stuff up whenever they get out. So yeah, these ain't even mine. But yeah, I think I have another plug wire. If I don't, I'll come up with something to fix that. But yeah, I mean, it's, and we've already talked about it. One of these little calves may get fed out, and maybe it's the right one that did this, and I get to make some steaks from him. So if I'm lucky. Alright, thank y'all for watching. I hope I haven't rambled on too long. All this stuff, I'm seeing more stuff that happened after the fact, and it's just driving me crazy here. Like I said, they got this wire already snatched. This wire had pulled off. The connector pulled off. There was a yellow connector on this. They got it off, and then they got a hold of the wire that went up here to the key switch and snatched it out. So I got a piece of wire, hopefully to replace that. Then I got to change the temperature gauge out because the nut that went in here to hold that in would not come out. So I had no other choice but to cut the wire, and had him take it out for me. So I got to replace that too. But we'll get that on another day. Like I said, hopefully I went over enough of this stuff with you guys. Just be prepared. Go to YouTube, look at videos, do research online. If you can, a lot of these tractor companies will sell you a manual, a book that will tell you all about these tractors, all the specs and everything. I probably should have done that. I probably should have bought one. But now I know I wound up getting these bolts, these 12 bolts, where I paid $120 to a company online to get those bolts that are not the right size. I got to work on sending back now. I bought those 12 bolts at the local hardware store down the road about 2 miles away for 20-something bucks. Dummy me. Didn't know you could just use regular grade 8 bolts and put them in there. So yeah, it's on there, it's back attached. And the other company that I used to order a thermostat from, y'all rocking pretty hard and that wind, sorry y'all, but the company I tried to get a thermostat from, they actually sent one. I opened the box this morning, looked at the packet. I was going to go ahead and change that before I set this on, because I left the water neck on the head. And I looked at the package, and there's some kind of little pin on the side that goes in and out on the edge of the lip where it sets inside the water neck. I'm like, mine don't have this, what's going on? And I looked at the package, it came in. It says Alice Chalmers. Really? I need that much more bad luck? I mean, come on. But yeah, I'm sorry to keep y'all in here. I'm just keep remembering stuff. I'm sorry I may cut some of this stuff out and be rambling and going on and on. But like I said, hopefully this helped any of you guys out. With this tractor doing, like I said, I had the heads resurfaced, the valves done, new head bolts, all this stuff was clean. And now we just got to go back with the valve covers, get those back on, refill with antifreeze and stuff. Probably try to flush the system. I may take a water hose and try to run this water net to push through and get anything that may have fell off the top of the engine out of there. And I think it'd probably be a good idea. And then refill with antifreeze and definitely an oil change, because there's some stuff that fell down inside that block. Ooh, all kind of chunky. But the pistons are shiny and pretty right now. The cylinders are, and the camera dropped again. Yeah, I got to upgrade to the big fold-out tripod. I got you on a little short tripod about that tall with a rod coming way up. So yeah, y'all are too heavy. Y'all are like me. It's just the camera, y'all, and the wind's rocking, and I think it's making it work down. So yeah, I probably do need to upgrade, and I hope the wind's not too bad in that microphone. But yeah, like I said, it's been a massive undertaking. I had to come up with how much I spent. I have to sit down and figure out what I've spent so far on this thing. I'm trying to get myself back in frame because y'all keep going down. I'll try to work up an amount that I've spent having to do this all by myself, because I don't know what it would have cost to taking it to somebody to get all this work done. I mean, you're probably looking at $1,500, $2,000 to get this kind of work done. And I've probably got about, I'm just rough guessing, about $400 or $500 in it for me doing work myself. But honestly, if it happens again, and as long as it'll load up on a trailer, it may go somewhere to get fixed. I don't know. But I'm gonna quit boring you guys. I gotta quit saying that. Traffic's coming by. Well, actually a four-wheeler or something. But I'm gonna go. Y'all have a great one. I hope I get this out maybe Monday, something like that. I'm gonna try to do what Johnny said, be more consistent with my videos and stuff. So hopefully I can get more video content out, get stuff out, especially when I get the tractor fixed. They're digging up here again. Well, my nephew's getting a pond over here, so I'm hoping I can get that dirt, get it over here, get some work done in his driveway, the yard. Like I said, I got a hole now. He dug for me with the auger. He's putting the fence up. I caught him just right, y'all. So he said, shoot, let's do it now. So we put a hole right here. I told him, when you get done, you can come back by here before you go to leave and do it. And he said, no, let's do it right now. So he put one there for me. Some of the dirt's still in the hole. I'm gonna dig it out, put pot soil in there, put a tree in, plant my tree, whatever it's gonna be, and get it in there that way. I hope that hole's probably about this deep. I hope that'd give it enough room and this hard dirt to start going down and make a tap root and get on down in there. But maybe it'll work, I don't know. But I keep rambling and talking, and that's for trying to fly all over me. I got to finish this up and get in the house. My buddy's gonna be calling shortly. It's Friday. My buddy Wade called me every Friday at 6:30. Sometimes earlier. So I gotta get on in the house. It's after 5 now. So y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all next time. Love y'all.